Have you ever helped someone just because it felt right, not knowing that one small act of kindness could change your whole life forever? Stay till the end, because what this poor mechanic did for a stranger on a dusty road will touch your heart and make you believe in miracles again. And if you feel it too, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories that remind us what humanity truly means. It was a blazing afternoon on the edge of a forgotten town, one of those places where time moves slower, and people measure their worth not by their wallets but by the grease on their hands. Samir wiped his forehead with a rag, smearing oil across his cheek without even noticing. His small auto repair shop stood at the corner of an empty gas station, walls cracked, roof rusted, and a faded sign that barely read Sam Garage. Business had been slow for months. Sometimes a broken-down truck stopped by, sometimes an old local brought a bicycle. But most days it was just him, the hum of the ceiling fan, and the echo of dreams he once had to travel the world, fix things that mattered, maybe even fall in love. But dreams don't fill stomachs, and Samir, barely surviving on scraps, had learned to stop dreaming. Until that day. A faint rumble echoed down the highway, breaking the monotony. A sleek black motorcycle appeared, gliding toward his shop, but something was wrong. The engine sputtered, coughed, and then died completely a few meters away. The rider coasted to a stop. She took off her helmet and Samir froze. A woman, not just any woman, her hair, auburn and wild, tumbled down like fire, and her eyes, they were the kind that held storms and secrets. She wore a worn leather jacket, dust on her jeans, and a look that said she didn't belong here, yet maybe she didn't belong anywhere. "Hey," she called softly, a hint of frustration in her voice. "Is this your garage?" Samir nodded. "Yeah, you're lucky, not many places left open around here." She smiled faintly. "Lucky, I guess." When she pushed her bike toward him, he saw the model. It was a custom-built touring motorcycle worth more than everything he owned combined. He whistled under his breath but didn't comment. She caught the look though. "Yeah, she's expensive," she said, "but right now she's as stubborn as I am." He chuckled. "Then I'll have to be more stubborn than both of you." It took hours. The engine was fried from heat and bad maintenance. She sat nearby watching him, sometimes offering water, sometimes asking questions, not just about bikes but about him. And Samir, despite his shy nature, found himself talking more than usual. He told her about his late father who taught him to fix engines, about his little sister in college whom he was trying to support, about his dream of one day building something big, something people would remember. She listened, really listened. No judgment, no pity, just quiet understanding. When the repair was finally done, the sun had started to sink behind the hills, painting the sky in orange and pink. The bike roared back to life, smooth and powerful. "Wow," she said, her eyes wide. "You're incredible. How much do I owe you?" Samir hesitated. He knew what the job was worth, but looking at her, dusty, tired, alone, something stopped him. "Forget it," he said quietly. "You look like you've been through enough. Just take care of her next time." She blinked. "You're not serious." "I am, just promise you'll ride safe." She looked at him for a long time, her eyes softening. "No one ever refused money from me before," she whispered. "Well," he smiled, "then maybe you've been around the wrong kind of people." She laughed, a small, fragile sound that broke something inside him. Before leaving, she asked, "What's your name?" "Samir." "Thank you, Samir," she said, and rode off into the fading light. Days passed, life returned to the same quiet rhythm, but he couldn't stop thinking about her, the mysterious woman on the bike. Something about her had felt different. Then one morning, a black car pulled up in front of his shop. Out stepped a man in a suit holding a folder. "Mr. Samir Khan?" he asked. "Yes." The man handed him an envelope. Inside was a letter and a key. "To the man who helped me when I had nothing but my bike and my doubts. You didn't know who I was, and that's what made your kindness pure. I am Arya Leighton, owner of Leighton Industries. I was traveling incognito, searching for something real, someone real. You reminded me that goodness still exists. The key is to your new workshop. It's yours now. I hope it helps you build what you've always dreamed of." Samir's hands trembled. He thought it was a mistake. But a week later, he found himself standing before a brand new garage on the edge of the city, his name on the sign, tools gleaming, and the world suddenly opened before him. Months passed before he saw her again. She rode up one morning, same bike, same fiery hair, but this time she wasn't a drifter. She was confident, radiant, wearing a soft smile that reached her eyes. "I told you to ride safe," Samir teased. "And I did," she said, stepping closer. "You fixed my bike, Samir, but you also fixed something in me. I was looking for truth, for love that wasn't blinded by wealth or power, and I found it in a dusty little garage with a man who gave without asking anything in return. He couldn't speak, his throat tightened as she took his hand. "I don't need another empire," she whispered. "I just need someone who sees me the way you did." And right there, under the same fatting sunset where they first met, she kissed him softly, sincerely, like a promise. From that day, they built something more than engines and machines. They built a life of trust, humility, and love, a reminder that wealth means nothing when compared to the heart that gives freely. So the next time you see someone struggling on the side of the road, remember Samir. Kindness doesn't need to be rich to change lives, it just needs to be real.